So, over the past week of building the new LEGO Star Wars Starship collection of sets, I've noticed one glaring issue that seems so obvious. First, let's rewind the clock to 2009. LEGO Star Wars randomly introduces set number 7778 midi scale Millennium Falcon, randomly during the Age of Clone Wars era sets. While 8099 mini-scale Imperial Star Destroyer followed in 2010, it would only be on the shelves for less than 6 months, ending its run on December 31st, 2010. Fast forward to 2020, and what was supposed to be a Comic-Con exclusive, set number 77904 Nebulon B Frigate releases instead on Amazon and Lego.com, only to be shortly sold out due to it being a limited run. This was the first sign of midi-scale ships returning to the series after over a decade. Then yet another out-of-the-blue set comes onto the scene last year in 2023, 3 years after the Nebulon B, the now infamous set, the Executive Super Star Destroyer. I had personally speculated that this set was not only the return of mini-scale, but that it would inherently replace the new soon-to-be retiring helmet collection. While some helmets continue to be sold for the next few months, there is no signs of a new wave returning, both from rumors and now with the release and existence of the Starship collection. LEGO Star Wars is kicking off the 25th anniversary on March 1st, 2024 with 5 sets. Today we're just focusing on the 3 new mini-scale ships that LEGO has kindly sent over for review. First, we have the Tantive 4. At $80 you get 654 pieces and a surprisingly good building experience. While some might think that the repetition of the engines being built might become tedious or exhausting, I actually found it to be quite soothing. I know this sounds a little weird, but I was shocked by how good the build flow was for this set. Now, while there is some printed elements like the 25th anniversary brick as well as the plaque, for the premium price that you're paying, I was expecting all printed pieces here. Sadly, stickers make their way onto the set very visibly. For example, the front cockpit side windows as well as part of the engine both on the front and back are all stickers. I've noticed that fans are also pointing out that the front side of the Tantive is too small, and while I can see that argument that maybe a bigger piece would have been suited better, I still think the overall shaping is still there. Just like last year's Executor, there is also a fun Easter egg of characters being represented by studs. Lastly, if you happen to own the previous Tantive 4 large playset that came out in 2019 and then later retired in 2020, I personally think that this midi-scale ship is a pass if you happen to own that set. I do like it though, more than I thought I would, but at $80, that's just too costly, especially when you start looking at other ships available in this series. Next is 75375 Millennium Falcon. Have you noticed that LEGO isn't utilizing the terminology of mini-scale in the names as they did in 2009 and 2010? At just $5 more than the Tantive 4, you get significantly more pieces at 921 to be exact. I'm not gonna lie, going into this, I really didn't care for the Falcon. Honestly, I've built so many playsets over the years. I'm the owner of both UCS versions. I also have the original mini-scale ship from 2010. Fun fact, I used that build in my crate mock for those of you who might remember that. I'm pretty Millennium Falconed out. To my surprise, this is a pretty stunning set. If you're new to LEGO Star Wars or you can't afford the price or even the space for the UCS set, this does seem like a great alternative. The build, however, wasn't nearly as enjoyable. While some very clever and interesting techniques were used, I didn't find it all that fun and just wanted to get to the end quickly. Next, I also want to point out how overbuilt the stand for this set is, and I kinda love it. It's a lot for the Falcon just to sit with a slight angle, only a few degrees, but it's the type of over-engineering that you might expect on an 18+ LEGO Star Wars set. Now, unlike the Tantive, for some reason, the Millennium Falcon has far more printed pieces, for example, new prints on the cockpit, front wings, and side details. It's pretty frustrating that this set gets more prints as well as more pieces, yet the other Starship collection doesn't get this same treatment. I do want to note that I wasn't expecting as many gaps on this build. but most won't really care. Now, like the Tantive and Executive Super Star Destroyer from last year, you'll find that while building the set, there's two sets of rooms with characters represented as studs as well, like Han Solo, C-3PO, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2. All of those have their little representations. I think the final build is quite detailed, authentic to LEGO Star Wars, and overall very enjoyable to view on a desk or shelf. At its price, it actually seems reasonable. And if the aforementioned criteria meets your willingness to fork out $85, I would say go for it. I like it. And finally, I saved the best for last, the Invisible Hand. At just $50 for 557 pieces, this is not only the cheapest midi-scale or Starship collection set to date, at least since it's been brought back, but in my opinion is genuinely the greatest out of all of them. Now, you guys know me, I grew up with the prequels and Clone Wars, so I'm inherently biased here. Nonetheless, there is still a lot of validity to my opinion here. Unlike the Tantive 4 and Millennium Falcon, this is the ship that we've never seen before in LEGO Star Wars. Probably the closest set that we've seen would be the 2014 Tri-Fighter, only because it comes with the Prisoner Palpatine figure. For those of you unfamiliar, this is Grievous's capital ship that you not only see in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, but also in the animated Clone Wars show. This class of ship is also notable to Separatist leaders like Admiral Trench as well. The build was excellent, extremely straightforward, with notable Easter eggs like Anakin and Obi-Wan, again represented with colored studs. But my favorite part is the tiny little MTT in the hangar. The Invisible Hand also features a function, again unlike its peers, where the entire build splits apart to recreate the satisfying spectacle of half the ship hurtling towards Coruscant for a crash landing. Sadly, just like the Tantive, the Invisible Hand features stickers, thankfully not many, but no new exclusive prints like the Falcon received. The overall shape and design is 100% accurate, and it's extremely satisfying to see the first non-original trilogy ship to be made at this scale from LEGO. I dearly hope that we see more prequel and even sequel sets like this. I also think Rogue One has plenty of amazing designs from Star Wars artist Doug Chiang just waiting to get made. The Invisible Hand has been on pre-order for over a month now, along with the Tantive 4 and Millennium Falcon. Utilizing the data from my links, which, by the way, you can purchase all of these sets down below, link in the description, it's affiliated, helps out the channel, but the former outsold both sets 5-1, meaning the Invisible Hand is that much more popular compared to the Tandem and Falcon, at least on pre-orders alone. This clearly shows the demand for prequel ships, and I believe LEGO will take note. They are, at the end of the day, a business. So if I have to rank everything, obviously the Invisible Hand is my first choice, comes highly recommended and a day one buy. The Falcon is also surprisingly good, and it seems worthy of its price. And then lastly, you have the Tantive 4, which is a fun set, but it's too pricey for what you're getting. Just wait for that one to go on sale in the months to come. Now at the beginning of this video, and heck, even the title, teased what I genuinely think is the biggest problem with these sets. Ever since LEGO brought back this scale and class of sets since 2020 with the Nebulon B frigate, and even the original release of the Millennium Falcon and Star Destroyer from 2009 and 2010, LEGO has made one giant mistake, not including a minifigure. Hear me out, guys. Every single one of these sets that I've mentioned today has a notable character or characters attached to them. When you think about the Millennium Falcon, you think about Han Solo and Chewbacca, the Tantive 4, Princess Leia, the Invisible Hand, General Grievous and Count Dooku, the Executive Super Star Destroyer, Darth Vader. Might I add that there's a clear space for a minifigure on every stand as well? LEGO had such a clear opportunity to include figures related to the ships in the Starship collection, and in my opinion, this was such a big mistake. I really like where this series is going. I see the potential, but the lack of a single figure is frustrating. You're paying a premium price for a set, and in my opinion, you deserve a figure. LEGO owns Bricklink, they follow the community, they know collectors enjoy sets just as much as minifigures. It's really crazy to me that just a few years ago, in the mid-2010s, LEGO had a Planet series line of sets with a random printed piece that was representative of a planet in Star Wars, a miniature, detailed, not intended for play, might I add, build of a ship that comes with a correlating figure. These sets weren't regular playsets, just as the Starship collection is today. Now, obviously, you can make the argument that LEGO has never included a figure with MIDI scale sized ships, but I feel like that genuinely needs to change. If a UCS set or a Planet Series set can include a minifigure, so can these sets as well. Now, I did reach out to the LEGO Star Wars team regarding this video topic, asking for comment, and have not heard back as of the recording of this video. As a hardcore LEGO Star Wars enthusiast and collector, this really just bums me out. It's okay to disagree with me, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be passing this video along to the team. I love the Starship collection. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But man, I really hope LEGO changes their mind about including at least one figure.